Quarterback, I have a situation.
Our Jack Ryan, our version of Jack Ryan, was someone who you may know in your life. He could be your history teacher. He could be your accountant. He could be your best friend. He is very much an everyman. And he's very smart, but he doesn't, when he finds himself in an extraordinary situation, you know, much like MacGyver, something, he's got to figure out a way out. He doesn't know exactly what to do, but he has to think on his feet.
What are you doing here?
You lied to me for 3 years.
Somebody, come on, of course not.
Can we have a minute, please?
No. This is geopolitics, not couples therapy.
He's sort of the everyman, isn't he? I mean, I suspect that's, I mean, although you can't really be the everyman looking like Chris Pine, but you know, I mean, I think that's sort of the idea of it, is that it is, as I said before, instead of this kind of 007 character or the kind of Jason Bourne, it is the guy that's kind of found in the middle of something that he can't quite cope with and finds that, you know, he can. So it's more along those lines than the kind of absolute trained killer, although he is also a trained killer.
You stick to the scheduled audit tomorrow. Everything official, everything in public. You'll be fine. I need for you to be fine. He fits the prototype of what we've come to know of a Jack Ryan. You know, he's a smart guy. He's, you know, and I think what's more important is to understand that as an actor, he can carry this film. He has that X quality where he can step into his marks. He doesn't have to have an accent. He doesn't have to have a limp. He doesn't have to do anything incredibly interesting in order to be watched and be followed. So he represents, I think, you know, what I consider a true leading man.
You Americans like to think of yourselves as direct, but I wonder if perhaps you are just rude.
You Russians think of yourselves as poets, but perhaps you're just touchy.
Clearly there is, with us establishing this origin story, there's an opportunity to lay out directions it can go. In this movie, you know, the relationship is very passionately expressed between Cathy and Jack, but it's in no way resolved. I think there are good question marks at the end of where he goes, how he functions, which part of the CIA he may or may not be part of, and how active and how operational he is. I think just by virtue of the subject matter, it lays it out like that. Whether any of us are lucky enough to get involved with that remains to be seen, but I hope the audience enjoyed the possibility that this new Jack Ryan has in the ever-changing and dangerous modern world we live in, has an interesting way to take us through some of those places and issues.
If you find the truth, will you believe it?